Well, hey, I'm back. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's like, maybe I shouldn't even be making this video. It's like a waste of time. But anyway, so I just want to tell you the story. So that way, if you plan on maybe patronizing Activision, maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe this is the reason you shouldn't give them any of your money. So last night, I posted a video yesterday last night. You could go back and look on my channel, on this particular channel, Fizz2. And I showed you on the Xbox One why, I was on Xbox One and I couldn't get a game on Ground War. And I've been playing Ground War I've been playing Call of Duty for like 8-7 years, right? And I'm like, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, Sunday night, Ground War, the game just came out a month ago. What's going on? And I'm like, I know this game didn't die this fast on the Xbox One, right? This thing, man, it just focuses really retarded. So I'm like, I know this game didn't die, right? So I go to Twitter and I asked people, I said, is there something wrong with the servers? And they're like, people are like, no, nothing's wrong with the servers. So I'm like, let me check this out. So I switched to my other account that I'd never really used, and I'm on there, and it's a really low rank, and I get into like, there's 28 Ground War games. And I'm like, this is odd. And so after that's over, the next day comes, which is today, and I'm sitting there, and I tweet to Activision support. And I said, how come I can't get a game? So they started asking me a bunch of questions, and I was really just baiting them into, to them to give me the information. I was leading them. And I said to the effect, why can't I get a game, and let them answer, not just attack them and say, it's skill-based matchmaking. That's why this game sucks. And they're not going to answer you that way. So I just kind of like baited them in. Because I'm a consumer, right? I mean, I pay my money. I pay my money for this game, right? I paid money for this game. And I paid money to have fun and play it online. I deserve to play the game, right? I paid for it. And so I went on Activision, so I don't want you guys thinking like maybe bait is the wrong word, but just to ask inquisitive questions. I don't know. So they come back to me and they say, well, is your connection this? Is your connection that? So come to find out in hindsight, they send me a link, and I'll leave the link below in the description. And the link is at least 100 bullet points as to why and how your game is connected in multiplayer for Advanced Warfare. Surprising to me, even though it's astounding that there's that many bullet points to have. I mean, there is so much that has to go right. Stupid camera. Come on, get back into focus. There's so much that has to go right for you to get a game. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it. To have a good game, to have fun online. So I'm looking at this list, and you can read it. You can read it as I'm doing this video, and you can look at it, and it's like, okay, it's connection based, and they do a disclaimer. They say matchmaking, player ranked matchmaking is only in ranked gameplay. So if you're of skill, it's only in ranked gameplay. Then as it scrolls down and it says, they go through the chronological order, is, where you live, what time of day, based around your skill, NAT opening. I mean, there's like tons of stuff, but like it should only be one thing. It should only say, based on your connection in your area. That should be the priority. Whatever's in your area, and then if you can't get something in the area, it should go to the next area, left or right of you, wherever you're at. That should be it. But instead, it's got like these thousands of this list. You can read it. There's a connection below. The link is below in the description. And it's like skill-based matchmaking in a non-ranked playlist. And so I tweeted to Mitochondria, I was like, and Activision support, I was like, how do you even have a consideration for skill-based matchmaking in a non-ranked playlist when it's already in the ranked playlist? Isn't that redundant? It doesn't make sense. So now what they're saying is that we're going to totally fracture whatever communities online that's playing the game, and we're going to separate you based on skill because we feel that the game is too complicated and we don't want to lose anybody playing this game and put them with anybody else. So they'll sacrifice connection over skill because that's the way they made the game, and it's their own fault. So going back to this whole thing, like skill, you're matching people based on skill in a non-ranked playlist. So if there's nobody within my skill, then I get to play nobody. So I spent my money, I don't know if this thing's focused or not. I spent my money and I can't play online. I pay Xbox Live a service fee to play on their multiplayer servers. I paid for the game. If I wanted to play ranked playlist gameplay, I would play that. Why is it in a non-ranked playlist for matchmaking of other players? So I started thinking outside the box. I was like, why is that? And the reason came to me is like, they made the game deliberately with a super huge curve, and that if they stuck everybody together and other people got to a head start and was better than the other one, maybe they were thinking day one advanced version of the game would put such a huge distance between people who would just buy the game regularly and the people who buy it a day in advance or whatever, it was 4 or 5 days in advance. There would be too much distance between them and it would chase off the new players. Well, newsflash to you, you're chasing away all the community by forcing everybody into this chronological disruption of putting people in online matchmaking. You know, all these scrutinizing 1,000-list playlists of getting it. I mean, it's like reading the handbook. You must have this. You got to have this. You got to have this. You got to do this. You got to be skilled. This, that, this. Like, what did I pay? What am I paying Xbox and my money to this game if I can't have fun? If somebody gets into my game from my neighborhood and they buy the game new, I'm sorry. They're just gonna. This is school of hard knocks. It's the way it's always been. That's what the readiness program is for. Why is that even in the game? And that's even another dummy. I just don't get it. Not only do you have the readiness program, which is a player match, no name, nothing. It's just for people to get better at the game. You have ranked gameplay, and then you put matchmaking into the prioritizing of matching people within the game. That is a non-ranked playlist or non-ranked playlist for people to have fun. Like if I buy the game, if I wanted to play the ranked playlist, I would play that. You're forcing me. I'm under duress that you're putting me in a lobby based on my skill. And the whole thing is, this is why I posted a video yesterday. And now, anytime that I want to play the game, because of my skill, there's nobody in the playlist. I posted the video, there was like 41 seconds, it was even longer than that, it was like 10 minutes. I went to bed. I mean, come on, man. How do you justify that? How does that not make sense to you? You want people to buy your DLC, you want people to say good things about your game, but you're like killing my fun on this game that I'm paying for. You wonder why you're down 10, 11 million units in sales? It's because people can't have fun on your game anymore. They're being forced into this matchmaking, and what it's doing is it's prioritizing people on skill over connection. And therefore the games are terrible anyway. It's not. If you're matching people up on skill and their connections are terrible, then how is that a true statement? How are you matching people on skills if the connections do not equate to both being equal? How is that a true statement? How is that an if-then? How does that make sense? If you're programming a computer, how does that if-then statement make sense? The premise is, based on your skill, we're going to match you with the best player. If the best player is 150 miles away from you and their ping is higher, then you have an advantage, or they have an advantage, or whoever has latency is going to have the advantage. But even though you're both skilled, he's going to have a better game than you. How is that a true statement? How is it even the fact that if I have so much skill, there is no games available for me? I cannot believe what I'm seeing. And I leave the link in the description. Activision support gave me the link and tells you that they're making you play people within your own skill, like 50 minus 100 both ways. If there's nobody online, oh well, guess you don't get to play. Your money you spent for the game's too bad. The service you're paying for, Xbox Live, oh well. Your customer service is invalid to our mission statement. If you do not go exactly what we say and do in this game, you cannot play our game. That is basically what you're saying. You're literally saying, if you do not like my cheeseburger, you have to eat it anyway and give me your money. Last time I checked, I live in America. You got a choice. And you do too. Let me tell you something. I'm going to leave the link. You can look at all of it yourself. It's there. It's Activision support sent me the stuff on Twitter. I got all the tweets. You can go back and look at my timeline, /Fist. I'll leave the link in the description below. It's ridiculous. There should be no such thing as skilled matchmaking in a general playlist. You've already fractured the community enough with the fact that you've made this game completely alienated. All the people who are not connected to social media are totally like shell-shocked that this game has come out. So they're totally gone. They took back the game the first day. The people that knew it were coming were never going to buy it. The only people that bought it were hardcore players, and that's it. And they're on the edge. Once they're gone, you got nothing. I mean, literally, you just poured salt down the foundation of your steel beams. You cannot have... It doesn't make sense when you have readiness program. There's no excuse for this to be in matchmaking. The only thing that should be in matchmaking is based on connection and how far you live from the base connection. That's it. You shouldn't have to go through 1,000 checks to put people together in a game. It should be, you have a best connection, this guy's the best connection, put them together. If they're too far away, stick them somewhere else to the next guy that's by them. Instead, what do? You're so scared. You're like, let's have the readiness program. I think we made the game too hard. Let's make skilled matchmaking so we don't have other players beat the shit out of the other players who're just picking up the game. Well, it doesn't matter because you chased everybody away anyway by doing all this. Let's not change anything in the game or make anything fun because, you know, we have an esports agenda. You are pleasing every single aspect of this game except for the people who are buying and supporting you. It is unbelievable, unfathomable that you guys are doing this. I don't get it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it when Activision support sent me that link. I was like, oh, there it is. You know, it's on them. And then on top of that, your retarded, stupid score system basically has people camping the shit out of the game now. I mean, you guys are the most... It has to be the dumbest Call of Duty that's ever been released. I'm talking about pure dumber than dumb. Anyways, that's my video. I'll leave this link in the description below. You can go check it out for yourself. No bullshit. I mean, they say they're matching on connection and then it's based on skill matchmaking, which I know is a lie. It's based off of skilled matchmaking and then connection. I think that has precedence because I know last night I posted the link right here. I posted the video on this channel that I was under my fisticuffs name. And then after that, I went to my other secondary account and I got a game instantaneously while I waited my other account for like a half hour. And I had to quit because I couldn't get a game. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell is going on? And I checked my connection with the Xbox. I'm wired. I did everything. There's no freaking way, dude. No way. Anyways, check out the link below. Go back and read my Twitter timeline. Do your own research. You don't believe me? Do your own research. You have a high-skilled player. You have a high-skilled character on Xbox One. You can create another. You can create another account for free and just go into the same game and watch how fast. And you can use Ground War as a measuring stick to understand that there's whatever. You can take the least amount of playlists, like capture the flag. Nobody played that crap. And you can take your highest ranked character and you can take your lowest ranked character and see which one you get a game in. That tells you right then and there. It's ridiculous. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this commentary. It makes sense to you. Until next time, I'm out.